and see how we should fill this form, which is a form filled by the sponsor called the application to sponsor, sponsorship agreement and undertaking. So as usual, when you log in into your account, what you need to do is this is the one we are going to fill. So when you click on this, this system will automatically open it on your Chrome like this. What you need to do is download it and open it on your Adobe. Okay, so then you will see the editable format of it. So we can directly jump into it, but before that I am gonna add each of these people, the sponsor and the primary applicant, a middle name as well. So we'll call this person Justin, James Pereira, and Christina and Gunathilaka. Two addresses for each of them there, and also I have identified their date of birth. So this information should be good enough for us to continue with this form number 1344, which is primarily filled by the sponsor. So when you go here, simply it just highlight the relevant fields. As always, make sure you read and understand every single sentence in this form. Also note that in case you do not understand anything, simply Google search it. There are a lot of people out there who have asked probably the exact same questions and they have got answers. So let's start filling this one. So this is to be filled by the sponsor, like I said again. So you can validate, and yeah, so this is a form which has around 7 pages. Okay. So first question is, if you're found ineligible to sponsor, indicate whether you want to withdraw sponsorship application, where a fee will be charged, will be deducted, or process the application for permanent residence and the processing will be retained. So in my case, since I was pretty comfortable with the information or confident with the information I provided, I wanted it to process, so I ended up ticking this one. But there were, when I Google searched it, there were definitely people who also recommended this one, where they said that that would give them the opportunity to fix the error and proceed with. So I guess confidence is something that will determine which option you're going to pick. But in my case, since I provided everything in terms of in a clear and concise and provided them everything that they required in detail, I went ahead and clicked this one where they would proceed with the application. Also, I was pretty confident in the fact that my sponsor would not be found ineligible for it. Then you select the language you're comfortable with. For me it was English. And is there a cosigner on this application? Simply in case the sponsor does not have the financial capacity, that's when a cosigner would come. But in my case there was no one as such, so it was no. It is asking person you're sponsoring, principal applicant, that person's family name as well as the given name. So primary applicant is the principal applicant, so her name is Gunathilaka. Given name is Christina and okay, her date of birth is gonna be 1990 March 20th. Okay, so the principal applicant is yours. It should be spouse living out of Canada. spouse living outside Canada. And then other, if you are a partner, that is not relevant. Then we go to the sponsor's personal detail. So this is the husband's details in my case. Note, I have okay, I'll talk about it when we go to that point. So the full name over here is the family name, given name. Okay, family name is gonna be Pereira, and then given name is gonna be Justin James. I will tell you why I added the Andrew part. Okay, so you have to do exactly what is available in your passport. Okay, have you ever used any other names? So this is where it comes, the Andrew part. Say this person actually has a very long name. Justin James Andrew Pereira is actually that person's name. But when doing the citizenship certificate as well as doing the passport, this person did not include the Andrew part. Now over here, in such instances, have you ever used any other names, nickname, maiden name, etc.? Then I say yes. Okay, since this is not a surname, rather I use given name. Okay, it's gonna be Andrew. All good. Now we are in the sponsor's detail. The gender is male because it's the husband, and that person's date of birth. According to that, this dummy data, that person is born on 1985. 1985, January 15th. Okay, now let's assume this person was born again in a different country. Let's assume this person was born in Colombo, Sri Lanka. Okay, both are born in Colombo, Sri Lanka. Okay. Okay. In that case, I would go and say city, town, Colombo. The country is Sri Lanka. Okay, it's primarily this is I'm replicating my personal scenario, which is, this was the case where the husband was also a Sri Lankan, and then the status in Canada. So in this case, now this person was born in Canada, but that person has the citizenship in Canada. So such people are called naturalized Canadian citizens. Okay, and then if you are a permanent resident, provide the following details. So basically, this is the date you obtained this status. So let's say this person obtained it 10 years ago. So this is 2023. I'm gonna say January 1st, 2003. Okay, so you have to follow the order. 2003, January 1st. Okay, and then note that every person has a UCI number. We'll give a number for it. Make sure you check that person's, if you are filling this form, make sure you put the correct UCI number. Definitely they should know it. Okay, let's assume in this case this is the UCI number. Moving on, full name of the time you became permanent resident, same as your current full name. Let's say it is the case, so you don't have to fill it. Your current material status, you are married. If you are married to a common law, provide the date on which you are married or entered into the common law relationship. So this means the date you were legally married. Legally married, let's say you got married on 23, let's put 2021. Okay, 2021. Let's say January 10th. Okay, this is the date you all legally married. So that's the exact thing that I'm gonna put 0, 1, 10. Okay, make sure you follow the same format. Yeah, I think it should be fine. Let me add the dashes as well to be on the safe side. Okay, and then provide the name of your current spouse, common law partner. Okay, now over here it's asking almost the same information you provided here. Okay, so let's go and copy and paste it. Make sure you are checking the spellings and ensuring it is 100% accurate. So whether I can copy this, copy, paste. Paste. Then, have you previously been married in a common law relationship? In my case, it was not the case, so you simply have to put no. And if it was the case, then it will ask for that person's details. Note now, the applicant name and these fields are automatically updated. Okay, and then now this is asking about sponsor's contact information. So I told you we found we are now using few dummy data for this one. Okay, so now this person is in 6005. Street number is not relevant, and that person is in the Young Street, and then the city is Toronto. Okay, let me make it capital as it's ideal to maintain it. Town, and then the country that person is in Canada. Okay, and this person is in Ontario, so it's gonna be ON, and the postal code is this. Okay, residential address, same as the mailing address above. I'm gonna say yes, so you don't have to refill it. Then it's asking for a telephone number. What you do is also the number is gonna be 3. Okay, that's the telephone number of this person. For the other person also we'll put we copy this and we put it So that person is in Canada, and we put it as Canada number 4234567. And also it will ask for an alternative number, so in this case you can give again a residence like the home number. um, so let's assume this is the number, and then fax number. Now of course, now in today's context rarely people use it, so we don't have to use it, but we need to put an email address. So we'll say email ID is justinp at gmail.com. Okay. So now that's also filled. Now we are going to shift into a different section. So from this point onwards, it's about mainly about ticking fields based on the condition you're fulfilling. So firstly, are you a Canadian citizen exclusively living outside Canada? See who can sponsor the guide information residency. So in my case, the husband was living in Canada, so it's simply going to be no. So as soon as you click no, the other fields are gonna get disabled. Now we are going to move into sponsors eligibility assessment. So sponsors who resident or intend to reside in Quebec need to not complete the question 8, 9, 10 to 15. Okay. If you answer no to any questions from 1 to 4, you are not eligible to be sponsors. You should not submit your application. Okay. So now let me enlarge this one so we get a bit clear view of it. Are you 18 years of age or older? It was the case. Are you a Canadian citizen or permanent resident? Yes. Are you sponsoring a member of a family class or member of the spouse or common law partner in Canada class? So in this case, in Canada class, you're sponsoring a member of a family class or member of the spouse or common law partner in Canada class. Okay, so it says oh, so I am going under, our application was under family class, so it was yes. Moving on, do you reside in Canada and in no other country? So definitely it was the case because the husband was living in Canada. So now we fill that section. Now we'll go to the next section. If you answer yes to question 5 and you are sponsoring a spouse, common law, conjugal partner, you are not eligible to sponsor and you should not submit your application. Okay, let's see what is the question 5. In the 5 years preceding applications, did you become a permanent resident after being sponsored as a spouse or common law or conjugal partner? So this is coming because of these conditions. So if you go here and go to the site, if a sponsor or partner sponsored you, you cannot sponsor a new spouse or partner within 5 years of becoming a permanent resident. So it was no. Okay, because my husband had no such, he was not sponsored by another person. Then we go on. If you answer yes to any questions from 6 to 15, you may not be eligible to sponsor. Please refer the guides for instructions before completing this question. Have you submitted a previous application in respect of which final decision has not been made for the person being sponsored and their family members? So that means is there application in progress? Just no for me. Are you in receipt of social assistance for a reason other than disability? So again it was no. Are you an undischarged bankrupt under the Bankruptcy and Insolvency Act? No. Have person you previously sponsored or their family member received social assistance during the valid period of undertaking. Again, no. These are based on my scenario. Sign an undertaking where the sponsored person or his or her family member receives social assistance during the validity period of undertaking. No. This is primarily because based on the, it is asking whether you co-signed or co-signed an undertaking, so which was not the case. Have you been ordered to leave Canada? No. Are you late in making a required payment on an immigration loan, a performance bond, or any other amount you agreed to pay under so if such instance is not there, just go ahead and put no. Are you currently detained in jail? No. So these are really simple questions. Have you been convicted of sexual offense or serious violence offense against anyone? No. Are you in default of a court order to make support payments to your spouse? No. Then moving on, if you answer to question 16 to 18 is yes, see your guide of circumstance under which the process may be suspended. Okay, let's move on and see what are these questions are. Are you subject of an application to revoke your Canadian citizenship? No. Are you subject of a report or inadmissibility? No. Have you been charged with an offence under the Act of Parliament punishable by maximum terms of imprisonment of at least 10 years? No. Okay. So those questions, like you all saw, are scenario based questions. Based on your current status, you just have to either put yes or no. And if you are a standard citizen who has been doing the normal job and having a simple life, likely you should be okay, and there shouldn't be anything actually stopping you or suspending this application. So that's about those few questions, and now we're almost towards the end of the application. Over here, this actually explained to you what does it mean to be undertaking, what are your liabilities as the sponsor. So you simply have to read it. In case you have any doubts on the meaning of anything, you simply Google it. And that being said, now we are at this last point, right? This is the final stage of this application. So normally what you can do is you can click on validate. What validate will do is it will tell you is there any field that you have to fill. So it's now throwing an error saying sponsor person details, the following field must contain a value, the family name. Let's go and see that. So it is taking me here where it asks, have you ever used any other name? So since it's not the other name was not related to any surname, what we can do is we can actually say not applicable. Okay, so what you have to do is go here and type in saying NA. Now let's go down again and see when we validate, is it asking? Okay, now it's down here, it's asking to put the sponsor's signature. So you can actually type in the date of filling. Let's say it's today's 2023 and it's March 6th. Can do that, and okay, and then what you have to do is you need to print this document, print it, and you actually using a pen you sign on it, both the sponsor and then the principal applicant. And what you do is that you scan it, and the scanned copy is what you're going to upload here. Okay, note, you sign it, then scan and upload the scanned copy here. So that's how you fill this 1344 file. Next, in my next video, what we will do is, now that we have filled both, we have filled this one, and what we can do is we can start with the generic application form for Canada, which is 00085, which is filled by the primary applicant. So stay tuned for my next video. Thank you.